Hello everybody and welcome to another Top 5 Records video. Today I'm going to do another comparison, another shootout. And this is going to be by far one of the most interesting ones. And I'll tell you later on why. What I'm going to do is I have compared the Eagles' first album, first UK pressing, to the big Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab One Step pressing on 45 RPM. And this is going to be a fascinating shootout because it touches on an interesting topic and on mastering being part of the creative process of an album. Now, first of all, this pressing I purchased it at Red Records in London for about £5, and it's a beautiful, the jacket is not near mint, but the vinyl is, and it plays wonderfully. And this is a very good sounding album. It has a full, beautiful representation, beautiful center, beautiful representation of the voice. And I didn't care much for the music itself, to be quite frank. I really like Hotel California, but when I first put this one on, I thought, okay, it's okay. It's okay. I don't hate it. It's okay. So when a friend of mine bought this one, which I bought recently, I was very curious to listen to it and just out of audiophile interest compare it. Now, what happened? This one is a different version of the album. Not in edits, not even in mixing, it's in mastering. Because where this is a beautiful representation of a country rock album, this becomes something else. It's got to do with a couple of facts, because this is on 45 RPM, so you have thicker grooves, you have more information. This album has a wider soundstage, it has more information, more depth to it. It does not have an the accuracy of the voice is good, but not quite as accurate as on this pressing. And to my experience, it became a different album. Because the voice is not as a little bit less present, and the highs and the lows are more present, and the stereo soundscape is wider, more deep, and you hear more information. It sounds more like a big epic rock album, whereas this is a country rock album. Now, I love country and I love country rock, but the way the Eagles sound, it's rather smooth. And I prefer my country a little bit rough. I like the Outlaws. I like Graham Parsons, like Chris Christopherson, like Willie Nelson, and so on. This refers much more to a big, smooth American rock band with a country background. And that's all in the mastering. And I'm not sure why they did that at MoFi. Or if it even is a very cautious choice, because in the old days, when they were mixing or mastering an old album, they had to equalize certain elements. So you have a nice mid, but less low, and they might cut off a bit of the high for balance, because the needle might pop out. Now, the MoFi doesn't have that. It has a richer high and low. I mean, that explains why the voice isn't quite there as on this one. But it's not, for anyone who saw my David Crosby MoFi video, it's nothing like that, because over there the voice is overshadowed. This is nicely balanced. This is very good balanced. It does change the identity of the album. So what I'm wondering, is this a more accurate version of the master? Because the master, of course, does not have that equalizing that this version has, just to get it pressed. Or did MoFi boost it? I don't know. I'm not sure. This might be closer to the identity of the record than this one. I'm not sure. I can't say anything about it. All I can say is this refers to much more of an experience of an epic rock album. Listening to this album, I thought the first two songs are very good. They are very good songs, by the way. But after that, I got weary of it. this one I kept munching away at. I just kept munching. It's such a beautiful audiophile rock treatment. I mean, I love the band on this album. It seriously changes and alters the identity of the album. But is this the true identity? Might be, because this might better represent the original master than this one. Now, this comes from the original master. They made a digital copy of the master, which is on the controversial side, and MoFi are now clearing it up. There are some that come without a digital step. This has a digital step. Nevertheless, despite the digital step, I'm not a fan of digital, but this, for me, is the more impressive pressing than this. Nevertheless, this is also a perfect pressing. It is comparing two different identities of the same album. And that shows how important mastering is. This is a country rock album. This is a rock album with country influences, soft rock. So, what do you think? What are your experiences? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in the next video.